be blessed by the divine. May the Almighty force and our Guru protect us, guide us, lead us, support us day and night at all times, in all places, and in all our duties. Wonderful seeing you today for this beautiful class. This is the summary of what happened today based on what we discussed yesterday in the summary class. Okay, first and foremost, let us try to recall what we discussed yesterday. I have kept the screen as it is. This is what we discussed yesterday. Markets trend in multiple time frame. Weekly Nifty 50 was not appearing bullish. Therefore, we can't take a positional trade. That means we can't buy Nifty 50 Bs today and expect it to make profit over a long period of time yet. Okay, because the weekly 50 MA is more than 20 MA, which is basically a kind of a not so very positive trend for us. And we have also seen the Nifty 50 hit a resistance at 23,834 and it had fallen yesterday. And there was a 20 period support at 23,441. And the market was at here very close to the support yesterday as it closed. Okay, then we said, can we do a swing trade? We looked at the daily 50 MA and 20 MA crossover, and we did not find it to be bullish because 50 MA was more than 20 MA. So we said no swing trade either. That means I can't buy Nifty 50 today, expect it to make profit next week. That also is not going to be useful for me. So I will avoid doing that. Then we look at day trading. For that, we took the hourly chart. The 20 MA was at 23,639.31, 50 MA was 23,275.75, and the market closed at 23,464.30. So this is clearly bullish, and therefore going long on a day trading makes a lot of sense, or even BTC would make a lot of sense because the market closed bang in between 23,650 and 23,300. 23,450 would have been the nice mark. So 23,464 is where the market ended yesterday. So it would have made a lot of sense to either go in for 23,450, which is at the money, slightly in the money, or even deep in the money at 23,200 CE, one lot, if the market was at 23,640. Already the market was much lower than 23,640. So it made sense for us to buy one and buy the second lot if the market came and touched the 20 moving average or 50 moving average, 23,275. If it touched by one more lot there, or alternatively at 23,457, round about 23,450, if the market touched by two lots. Okay, so Nifty yesterday closed at 23,644, and if it had opened the this thing today, if it had opened the gap down, if it had opened a gap down today and a narrow gap down, it would make a lot of sense for us to go in for two lots of 23,250 or 23,200 or 23,450, which was at the money, slightly in the money, but still at the money, that particular strike. So we will not go out of the money, although out of the money premium will be much lesser. I generally do not like to recommend out of the money. With my limited experience, I find that to be evaporating very, very quickly. And also, today's expiry was too risky to take. It would make sense to buy next week expiry. Okay, so with that, let's open today's chart. This is the Nifty hourly chart. And as expected, the market opened at 23,412 and closed at 23,601 today. Look how the market traded within the 20 period moving average of the 1 hour chart. and the 50 period moving average, and the green line is where we said that we will buy around 23,475, 23,450. We said we will buy if it is going to break below, slightly below that. So I will say 23,450. Right. So we said that we will buy. So that's exactly where it came. The stop loss was, of course, 23,300 minus ATR. ATR was at around 80 points. So that means our stop loss would have been 23,220. Okay. So let's put that also somewhere here. 23 to 20 would have been our stop loss. Okay, approximately around this place would have been our stop loss. If it had breached this 23 to 20, then we would not have held this long position at all. Since I'm taking next week expiry, I don't have to worry about it expiring worthless today. So this was my game plan. This was what we had learned. Of course, it was supposed to be just in educational purposes, but I wanted to test it in the real market. What did I do? I bought two lots of Nifty 50 at 23,450. I bought it at around, let me see, I bought it around 245. This is showing 248 because it opened at 248.50 this morning, but it was around 245 and exited at around 315.77. I'll give you the logic as to why I sold it. Now you know why the entry was made. Okay, clearly the entry had to be made at the opening itself. So let's go to 23. What did I buy? I bought 23 450 CE, which was at the money strike. So this is a 23 450 next week expiry, April 13th. So I saw this candle. This is a 15 minutes candle. I can even go to 3 minutes candle if you want. And I can show you at the opening itself at around 9:15, we saw a red candle and the next candle was green. And I saw that the market had nicely given a decent support on the NIF 25, 23, 450 CE. So I see that there was a sale volume that came in. That was a buy volume that came in on this particular instrument. I said it's getting neutralized here and the prices are going up. So they're not going to let it fall below here. All right. I said, okay, this is good. Okay, this is good because I'm clearly going to see that this price is going to go up. So I was in the middle of my morning work, so I didn't even open the market. I had taken the position last evening at around 3:28 p.m. I had bought it and I had kept 23,450 C. It was supposed to be a BTST trade, and I was only looking at, say, 10% of my two lot margin. What was the margin money that I had put in? I had put in a margin money of close to uh, 245 into 150. So let's say 250 into 150. So we are talking about 37,250 rupees. Say that by 35,000, 37,000 I have put as my margin money. So I was interested in only 3,500 rupees. If I was getting 3,500 rupees today, or not even 3,500 rupees, my capital in the market is only around 1 lakh. So even if I got 1,000 rupees, which is a 1% profit on my overall capital, my risk is still only one third of the total money. So it is not the total capital that I have risked in this particular trade. So I said, okay, if I get 1,000 rupees, I'm happy about it. I'll start trailing. So I waited. I did not trail. I waited. I waited for some time because the volumes were coming in, and there was a nice, and there's a 15 minutes candle on the 23450. It went up here. The next candle was green. 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 Okay. And then it was beginning to stall. Okay. So you can see here that this stall was happening between this and these two candles, right? So I said, okay, now let's look at what is happening today. Of course, there were four scripts that were expiring today. Nifty was expiring. Nifty Fin Service monthly expiry is there. There is a Nifty Mid Select monthly expiry. There is a Bank Nifty monthly expiry. There are four different instruments that are expiring today. Individual scripts are also expiring today. Stocks are expiring today. So today is been a mad day. If I want to hold it for long, I didn't want to hold it for long. And I had already drawn my resistance and support levels last night. Okay. And it hasn't changed much. Of course, the 20 period moving average is slightly coming down today, and 50 period moving average has gone up today. So I will do the calculations by the end of the day and keep my strategy for tomorrow. And I will share that today when the live class as to how I'm going to do that. Okay. The moment I saw that my 20 period moving average was pretty much close to where the resistance was. The moment I said this is nearing my resistance, I will start trailing my stop loss. Trailing stop loss was set at around 290 rupees. Okay, so I set my trailing stop loss at 290 rupees. This is, I'm talking 23450 CE, April 3rd expiry. Okay, I'm not trading today's expiry. That was a clear plan that we had, because today's expiry, the premium will erode very quickly. Okay, I didn't want to it to happen. So even if my premium eroded on 23,450, I had a long time, a stop loss. I was not too very concerned about it, because my analysis showed that things are going to really look up. And today, moon in Rahu Nakshatra, right? And we know that Rahu is an illusionary planet. Anything is possible. If it goes up, if it'll go up, it'll fall, it'll fall. Anything is possible today. Very difficult to predict what Rahu will do. But traditionally, in my personal horoscope, Rahu has always done good to me. I know this is going to be a decent day for me, right? So I said, with astrological support and with my technical analysis, I said, this is a good thing to take at this point of time. I will start trailing. I will not wait for tomorrow, because my game plan was very clear. My game plan was for day trading. Okay, it was clearly a day trading approach. Okay, I took a BTST by today sell tomorrow kind of a trade. 328, 329, I bought the CE, and plan was to exit in the morning as soon as possible with a stop loss. If I get 1,000 rupees, I'm happy. I will exit. I will pay 40 rupees for the trading charges. And that's all. 1% in a 1 hour, 2 hour is a very good profit if I'm able to get it. And if the market was not going to go bullish, and if it was going to be bearish, I know that it was going to take a support at the 50-hour moving average and bounce back. Okay, so I was going to really wait for it. My plan was to take two more lots at 23,250 or 23,300 or 2200 in the money, depending upon where the support was coming for Nifty to bounce back. I also know that I have been teaching you, I've been sharing with you that the market has been taking support regularly. Even though yesterday was an unusual day, the market actually fell down a bit, but I knew this was a game. that somebody else was playing. I don't know who they are, but the big monies are clearly playing the game. The market was not going to be bearish today. And this was my experience, limited experience. Astrologically, also, it did not show that the market was going to be bearish today, but it was a calculated analysis that I did. So I was prepared. In my mind, I was prepared clearly with a plan. It was not an impulsive decision in my mind. Okay, as I started trailing, the stop loss hit, and I was trailing within. I was trailing, so I set the stop loss, trailing by only 3 points. I was only trailing with 3 points because it was very close to the 20 period moving average. So I did not want to wait for it to give me higher thing. Already it has given me around 9,000 rupees. Okay, so 50 rupees and 7,500 rupees profit it was already given. So I was prepared to exit with 7,500 rupees, right? So I had entered at 250, average 250, and I have bought 150, 2 lots of Nifty, and I was preparing to exit at 290. So, which again, if you look at it, it's around actually, it was around 245 or so. So, I'd say 240, 245, 250 rupees into 7,500 rupees was my profit. Okay. So, this is pretty good. It's pretty good for a day trading. Okay. Profit was locked in. I was not going to lose more than 7,500. But what did my Nifty 50 do today? If you look at this, the market went up to 321. Okay, the last price here, as you can see here, the market at around 10:15 p.m. went up to 10, actually on 10:30, around 10:15, 10:30, it went to 325.80. So I will say that 325.80 was the day high, right? This was the day high for 23,450 CE. Now, where did I exit? I exited at around 315.77. Okay, I exited at 315.77, total profit of approximately 70 rupees into 150. So this was around 10,000 rupees plus. Okay, this was good. This is very good. What did I risk? I risked 150 into 240. So this was around 36,000 rupees was risked. My total capital, risk capital was 1 lakh. I did not put all the 1 lakh into the trade. Even this is a very high risk. If you really see, per trade risk is super high. It should not be so high. I should not have risked more than 20,000 rupees. 1/5 of this capital is what I should have risked. Okay. But then, since astrologically and technically it showed that there's a very high probability of the market bouncing back, I decided to risk a little bit more than my usual comfort per trade. And I did get a 10,000 rupees profit. So, which is approximately 30% profit. Okay, so this is a 30% profit on my market. Being a good, decent day today, I'm a very small, tiny trader. I don't even matter to a local uh, uh, fellow. Forget about Bangalore. I'm in Talakatapura, Kanakapura main road. Even within my local pin code, I'm sure there are traders with 100 times more capital than what I have. I'm sure there is a 1 crore trader within a span of 1 square kilometer of where I am sitting. I'm very 100% sure about it. So I don't matter at all in the market. Who cares about my 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, or 1 lakh capital? But I care. It is my hard-earned money. I worked hard. Okay, this is not a money that I have won in a lottery. So for me, every single rupee matters. And I don't want to do too many trades. Look, the whole day today, I did not touch the market. The moment I gained that money, I exited from the market. I have not gone back to the market at all after that. What I'm showing you is my trading screen here. And the only trade that I did was this trade. No other trade. Okay. And market, of course, did not give any chance for option buyers. See what happened today. Nothing happened today, the whole day. This is 55 hours after the first beautiful candle that came in. And I waited for the second hour. I exited somewhere here in the market around 11:15 or so. I exited in the market. I did not want to hold the CE trade beyond that because it had clearly come near the resistance. As you can see here also, there has been a rejection from the resistance level. I want to see that this is breaking out of the resistance, and then we will see what we can do about it. I'm not carrying any trade for tomorrow. Now, I also looked at Fin Nifty to see if there was any chance of any trade for us. Even that was not giving any trade towards the end. Of course, there has been a red mark here. Again, it has fallen from the 20 period moving average. Okay, it has not allowed it. Now, I showed you Nifty and how Nifty was getting rejected from the 20 period moving average. I see Fin Nifty that is also getting rejected. There is a red line that I have drawn here. I'll show you in a minute what that red line is. And I looked at the mid select 50, mid 50, okay, Nifty mid. And that also was getting supported at 50 period moving average. We are talking 1 hour here, 50 period moving average, and it has tried to come up and it felt resistance at 20 period moving average precisely and trading between 20 and 50. And this particular niche is uncomfortably narrowing. Okay. Now, it may be a good point. It may be a bad point. We don't know that yet. Now, look at Bank Nifty. Throughout the day, this was trading around the 20 period moving average. Okay. Again, nothing much. It did not give much of a chance for anybody to do. In fact, in the last 15 minutes, we have only seen a 2-point move. And prior to that, there's only a 70-point move that happened. Now, these are the 4 things that I kept open today, and I was busy doing something else. I had around 7 appointments today, astrology appointments, 6 appointments today. So I was busy doing that, and I didn't want to focus on doing trading. I've made my money, the job is done, and my job will only start. If at all I'm interested in trading, I will look at trading tomorrow. Okay. So what's my plan for tomorrow and why am I drawn this red line? First, let me show you the red line for you to understand why I have drawn the red line. I'll go to the daily chart here, or rather actually hourly chart only. I will show you easier to see. Okay, so I've drawn 2 red lines here. One red line here at around 23,215. Then another one I have drawn at 23,803, 23,800. And clearly, this is where the market had fallen from there. It felt it met the resistance and it has fallen. Why did I draw this? Now you see this. Okay. Sometime on February 5th, 2025, on an hourly chart, Nifty went and touched the 23,800, and from there it fell big time. From here, it rallied, it hit the resistance here, attempted to go up a little bit here, and it corrected. Okay, it corrected in the middle of 20 period and 50 period moving average and it bounced back. So this is my first resistance line. And since we are seeing the market having a massive 1 hour rally here in between, it got stuck sideways. There has been a bullish crossover here, and from there, it has really gone up significantly from here. I went up to this. So, this correction is healthy. The chances are, if the rally comes, whenever it comes, I don't know if and when will come, that is a big player's this thing, and it will cross this. It'll surely cross 23,800. Okay. And of course, there are many drama that is waiting to take place in the world scene, especially with our Bhagavatar in the United States. We don't know what song he will sing tonight. Tomorrow, what the market will do, nobody knows. That is why I'm not carrying any position. Okay, now the second big resistance will be at around 24,200. Why? Because again, you see here, it hit a resistance there and went all the way down here. Hit a resistance here, went all the way down here. It came back and hit a resistance here. Now, this is good. This is a double top. Okay, and if it falls below here and doesn't come all the way here, it will bounce back here, which will be super good. Okay. Where will it bounce back to? It will bounce back to this resistance. Again, there will be a fall from there, and from there again, it will bounce back. Similarly, if I go back even further, I look at sometime in December, we have seen a nice, beautiful double top resistance fall trade there. So it's not like today's period where the market is actually bouncing back. It is really a bearish move that began from here and fell all the way down here, came back here, coming back here, and attempting to go back here. So it's not a convincing bounce back because we still don't see the top of to 24,772 taken. Okay. Now, another big resistance. There will be another resistance that will start. Okay. Which will be around 25,214. So that you can see here. This is going to be another resistance that is going to be there. Okay, so that happened in September 2024. Okay, and from there, the market fell all the way here, 15, 16% correction happened, and is trying to recover from there. So it's important to look at all of these resistance and plan your trade well in advance. You can do the same thing in individual stocks. You can do the same thing in any derivative. You can do it in futures, you can do it in options, you can do it in an individual stock, you can do it in individual stock options, whatever you want to do. The analysis is the same. Look at your resistance, look at your support, look at the moving average, look at the ADX. Now, on an 1 hourly chart, the ADX has been falling from 69.52 was the largest number that we saw here. That happened at 2:15 p.m. on 25th of March. And from there, the market, the ADX has fallen to 46.52. It is still a decent bullish indication. And we are seeing on an hourly time frame, the 50 period moving average is below than the 20 period moving average. So clearly, the market is still showing signs of bullish recovery. Is it super bullish? Not at all. It is not super bullish because if you look at the daily time frame and if we add, let us say, bear with me here. If we add an indicator like the ADX, for instance, is the ADX showing a strong bullish momentum as of today. It has come to 27.31 today. Yesterday it was 26.88. Day before yesterday 26.21. On Monday it was 24.65. Till Monday, Nifty was not showing any great bullish momentum. But in the last 2, 3 days, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the ADX value is increasing. So first good point, we are seeing a momentum, bullish momentum getting built up on Nifty. So that's a good point, which is different from what we did yesterday. We have not seen a very strong bullish momentum. We are beginning to see a bullish momentum build up from day before yesterday to today. That is good. But we need the moving average is also sloping up. Is it sloping up? And has there been a bullish momentum that we are seeing here? No. Okay. Is it yes? Yes. On a daily time frame, we are beginning to see the 23. This is the slower 921. This is sorry, we're not interested in 921. We are interested in 2050 moving average. Okay. 2050 moving average. Okay. Now, if you see 2050 moving average, the 50 period moving average is above the 20 period moving average. So one thing good that we are seeing here is the ADX at around 28, 29, right? Let's say at 28. That means bullish trend is beginning, but we will still not go long. Why will not go long on a positional trade? Because you can go wrong. If you are risky and if you're interested in doing that, you can talk to your investment advisor. And if he advises going long on Nifty Bs or whatever yearly CE if you want, or anything that you want, you can definitely do. Consider doing that. You can start a SIP if that is what you're going to be interested in. But we have seen many resistance levels that needs to be broken in order to go. We have seen that Nifty 50 has touched an important resistance line and gotten rejected from there. And we have seen that in the other chart. So this is an important thing. We want that to go up on a daily time frame. We are still seeing the MA crossover is not really showing any great positive sides, but we are seeing the trend slope slowly turning for both. Okay, it's slowly turning positive. ADX is showing positive. So very good for us moving forward. Okay. Now this is on a daily, not on a weekly. This is basically on a daily chart. Okay. So this I will go down and put it here, right? Now let's look at, we don't need to look at weekly because weekly is not going to be trending, but we will still see a weekly just for our analysis and learning purposes. Actually, we have seen a bearish crossover, a death crossover has happened just about 4 weeks ago. So we are seeing that the slower average is sloping down. The higher average is sloping up a bit. That's good. But in the short run, we still don't see the market gaining too much of momentum, right? Now let's see ADX. We'll just add ADX and see where ADX is. Now, ADX is at around 17.26. So clearly, we do not see the weekly ADX is 17.26. No bullish momentum yet on a weekly basis. So we can't buy Nifty and wait for it to go up for the next 6 months, 1 year and see. We can't take a positional trade on this. We can certainly look at a day trading, and now we can possibly consider, possibly, instead of saying no swing trade, we will say because the ADX is bullish, trend is beginning, watch and take a swing trade tomorrow. Okay. Now, these 20 MA and 50 MA needs to be updated. Now, this will not change for us. But again, the market has to open low for us. And it is already at the resistance at 23,640, 23,600 at this point of time, slightly lower than the 20 period moving average. And still on an hourly basis, the market is looking bullish for us. It is not looking bearish for us. So we won't do a uh, bearish trade. We will definitely look at a bullish trade, but pretty much the concept is the same for us. And we will wait for the market to give us an entry tomorrow. If it gives us an entry tomorrow, we will take it and we will enter. But the entry has to be somewhere between this and this. Okay. We can clearly see that this average is narrowing, which is not a good sign on an hourly basis. And we also seeing that the 20 period moving average is slightly bending down. The 50 period moving average is still sloping up. Now, if it continues like this, and if it continues like this will be a death crossover. The market will fall from there. Somewhere it will fall and then it will have to bounce back from there. Okay. So in that case, we will draw the uh, the resistance and the support levels a little later. We will draw it and then we will take a support trade if there is a need for us. And otherwise, we will go short. Every time Nifty attempts to go up, if the ADX also falls below, ADX is looking very healthy at this point of time. So we will not really worry much about it. Let's look at ADX for 1 hour chart. We will update it. It is around 45.19. So it has really gone down a little bit, but it is still not bad for us. Okay. So we will just add ADX 45. Okay, today's ADX is around 45.19. So I've kept 45. So it is bullish on for a day trading. It's not a bad thing, but still I don't want to be too euphoric about taking a swing trade. I am going to keep Nifty under watch. Okay, under watch, because I can see that the ADX has given us a slightly better momentum on an hourly basis. So, which is good. On a daily basis, it is good. But I still don't see it is going to be a strong bullish crossover. It is still trending downward. So I'm not going to be very highly excited about doing this. And plus, if I am taking a swing trade, I will probably take next month expiry. I won't do if opportunity comes. If opportunity comes, then by April month CE expiry CE. That is what I will look at. Okay, now all of this for information purposes only, guys. I am taking risk on my own money, but I am also being advised by certain investment advisors, and I want you to take their advice also. But finally, you are the decision maker. You need to decide whether you can take the trade or not. You have to have your setup, whatever is your sub setup. You need to make sure that the setup makes really good sense for you. Oh, by the way, on the hourly chart. If you look at the hourly chart, this is what we looked at. And if you looked at the 15 minutes chart, which was necessary for us to take an entry, the RSI is important. Now, if you looked at RSI, yesterday itself, the RSI was way below our 30. Around this time is when I took the trade. Okay, it went up, went down a little bit, opened gap down here, and then it went up as expected. It went and touched our highest mark here, and this is around where I exited. As I told you, I did not hold the trade beyond that, and I happily exited within 10 points of the day high. I had exited, which is a fantastic exit point. And this was also very clearly identified by us that this was going to give us a good high for us and a 65 point high on an ATR. What was the ATR that we saw yesterday on an hourly basis? We saw an ATR of around 86.18, and I captured 65 point out of 86. You can ask any professional trader, okay, 65 points out of 86 point rally is too good, is absolutely exciting for me, right? This is fantastic kind of a capture. This capture is not easy for even professional traders. Okay, so please understand that this takes a lot of hard work. Okay, this takes careful planning. You have to wait for days and days and months for you to find a trade like this. But don't be in haste. Don't be impulsive. Don't be addicted to trading. Sit back, relax, use astrology, use your solid financial analysis and your technical learning. Use the screen trading methodology. Wait for a specific trending instrument, wait for the script to become oversold, draw your support and resistance, look at your moving averages, look at what the script is doing at any given point of time, wait for a strong buying support after the script has become oversold on your favorite time frame, and then you pick up the script and wait for a rally to end. The moment it becomes oversold, thank you very much. Bye bye. Exit, close your sale, and be happy and enjoy your family, enjoy your life from that point of time onwards. All the very best to you. Good luck to you guys. And I hope the market will continue to do good tomorrow. Moon will be in Jupiter Nakshatra for a short period of time. After that, Moon will become conjoined with Saturn. So I have seen in the past about 70 to 80% of the time when Moon is in Jupiter Nakshatra, Jupiter is direct, market is likely to be bullish. And when it begins to be conjoined with Saturn, market is likely to face resistance and likely to be bearish. But again, this is not a 100% correlation. This could happen tomorrow. So I am not going to be too excited about trading tomorrow. I have actually very happy with my profit for the week. I'm not too concerned about I've gained much more than what I really wanted in a month. In a month, my aim is to make only 1,000 to 2,000 rupees out of 1 lakh capital. I've made my 10,000 rupees and I have had a few losses in the past. I have booked the losses because stop loss has been hit, and I'm not interested in doing it unless, of course, I see both astrologically and technically and of course overall the market scenario, worldwide scenario, the higher level economic information, etc., is doing reasonably supportive for my trade, then I will take a trade, and if not, I will not take a trade. If you are in my Telegram channel, you will receive all of this information live, and I will see you tomorrow at around 3:30 p.m. Any doubts, any questions for any of you today in the class? All the best, guys. No questions today. Good luck to you. Be blessed by the divine. I will see you in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.